Somebody spotted my typo. Can't change it now, but yeah, Aubry Plaza is going to be the headline. In fact, we're going to start with that story first, Chris Dickerson. Thanks for trying to correct that, but unfortunately, you don't have the power, Captain. Okay, that was terrible. All right, anyway, that's great to see everybody. Good morning to the crazy white boy over there on the green machine, along with Bimo Betta, Ms. Pig Cafe, who is just a wonderful person. Just amazing. I just want to say I'm very grateful Weatherman's here, fighting through a headache to be with us today. And everybody else that shows up over there. You guys are great. Want to say a special thank you to both Walter Tomaszewski for the $2 early super chat. Why do studios follow pop tastes and not set them? Well, there's nobody cool working there. They have to rely on readers, and readers are basically exposed to a limited amount of material. No matter if there's a pitch or no, decent chance at best a studio exec has read coverage. They don't really actually, like most agents, to be fair, they don't actually read anything. Like, they don't even read treatments. So really, they have to be pitched in the most juvenile of ways, and you have to reference things that were made previously in order to get them made. That's one of the reasons why studios don't set trends. They don't look for that. They don't look to do that. There's big risk there. I mean, a world-class director ruined his entire career and fortune doing that pretty recently with Megalopolis, right? So you can't do that. That's really a bad plan. Speaking of things that are good plans, though, Snarky is here. Look at Snarky. Got 5 CultureCasino memberships. Thank you, Snarky. That's amazing, my friend. And thank you for popping over. And really, 5 CultureCasino memberships. That's great. We got a lot of you out there today. I'm glad that we have some of our regular wrenches like D. Bud Martin. I highlighted a bunch of people as we got going. Jill Powers is going to be only on the tube apparently today. Look, I understand technical difficulties, believe me. I've already highlighted Lord Thoth, who is your Canadian wrench, the guy way up there. Matt G is in the house, otherwise known as Swift -1. And I already said hello to the amazing Weatherman. We got a lot going on today. We got just, I can't believe how many amazing people are already here this morning. We got Running with Skizzers out there. We got, the incredible Ruby Hoove gifting a CultureCasino membership. I really hope you're doing better, sweetheart. You guys. Let's see. We got SFX of 314 Sabertooth Raptors saying hi to everybody this morning. Great to see you, SFX. Been a minute. Let's see. We got Brian Mack in the house. What's up, Brian? We're 30 seconds away from greatness. We got a bear dance. We got Fat Elvis smashing the thumbs. You should smash the thumb now, too. In fact, lick the like button lovingly, folks. We need that here. Interaction is the game. So if you are watching videos, please, even if you just put an emoji in there in the comment section, it helps dramatically. Let's see if we can get to 30,000 views on one of today's 3 videos. Andy Masterson, the most talented man on YouTube, and the guy with the coolest gaming setup, Low Spec Linux Gaming. All right, folks, 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in, so we need to get going, especially when we're going to talk about Aubry Plaza, which I spelled wrong. Probably need to fix that. But all I know is she hopes to visit Heidi Fleiss ahead of the biopic, where she's going to be playing the madam. Believe it or not, I think this is an epic role for her. Heidi Fleiss had an incredible attitude for doing what she was doing. Of course, she was breaking the law. And this is back before Hollywood tried to pretend that they cared about anything. Well, guess what? They don't. And they still don't. And no matter how much, Me Too, Time's Up, or any of the other baloney sausage they try to pitch out there, at their very core, they enjoy their corruption and exploitation. That's what Hollywood's built on. And she believes, Aubry does, that Heidi Fleiss deserves the royal treatment. And I agree with her as well. Moving on, of course, we got anxiety building at CBS News and basically all news platforms. We'll get to that in bonus time. But there's potential moves by Skydance that could limit what kind of news programs we see. I imagine there'll be good news programs where we get actual news. Maybe information will make a comeback and facts will be revered. And that would be so much better than, well, AP or Reuters or anybody else that pretends to be a news service corrupted by an awful lot of money. Speaking of things like amazing things, F1 on course for 600 million global. Knew that film was going to do something impressive. The global holds are incredible. Overseas just looks great. Superman going to hit another milestone despite the fact that it's already went to digital. Huge weekend overall for Cooley and Japan's Demon Slayer, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But lots of things did well despite having a terrible weekend at the box office. I dropped a video on that earlier, and that's in the description below. Box office for Weapons specifically dropped only 43%. This is a rated R horror film, folks, and it stayed in first place, doing very well. Of course, you anticipated everything else to fall out where it was. Freakier Friday stayed in second, and unfortunately, nobody, which didn't cost all that much money, Nobody 2 stayed in, well, checked in, I guess, at third place, which is a huge bummer. But hey, we'll see where it ends up here in the future. Disney's film is in fourth. That's right. The, what do you call them? The Fantastic Four? I called them the flopping four, the failing four. Regardless, they didn't do very well. They're still under 500 million and are in the same category as the two previous flops this year. There's no digging your way out of this. So, yeah. And then after that, you have the bad guys and everything else falling in line, including Superman, which I have another video dropping on later this morning, right as Midnight's Edge in the Morning is ending. Alan Cumming is reprising Nightcrawler, says the filming the role is really healing because he had a miserable experience with X2, which I could understand. Conan O'Brien says late night TV is dying. He's correct. But Stephen Colbert is too talented and too essential to go away. That was a stupid thing to say because it's inaccurate. The man is basically redundancy, and he should be thrown out with a rounding error from any corporation. We've got Republicans looking to make a U-turn on commitment to electric vehicles for Postal Service. Yeah, why are we doing this? We're tearing up our roads for very little benefit. So perhaps we'll get rid of that. We've got government forcing Air Canada, that would be the Canadian government, and flight attendants back to work and into arbitration. Well, because they were going to go on strike, and that would have been inconvenient for the socialist government. In fact, they suspend restart plans even after they were going to restart because, well, they needed to figure out how to get everything back up to speed. We've got weird people, and this is extended to the AP promoting this, that states want to change the practices of traffic control and speeding because a couple of Karens are complaining about the speed on a street. I got to tell you, that's not a good practice. Do not bend the knee to the left freak shows out there. We've got Supreme Court allowing Mississippi to require age verification on social media platforms such as Facebook and X. I'm getting tired of age verification requests, and I'm getting tired of being ID'd all the time. In fact, if they ever try to do digital ID or whatever they're going to call it, real ID or whatnot, I'm not going to comply, and I don't think you should either. Beijing's First World Robot Games opened up with hip-hop and martial arts and a lot of human interference, because they just can't keep these things upright sometimes. We've got Louisiana suing Roblox for the gaming site not protecting children. I would say that's an understatement, but probably the best way to say it on the tube. We've got K-pop Demon Hunter out there. 5 songs are in the top 20 on the Billboard, conquering Frozen and Encanto and doing it kind of handily. We've got Spike Lee's Colin Kaepernick doc being shelved by ESPN because it's overly political garbage. That's right. It is not based on anything factual. We got Rachel Zegler's Snow White bomb blamed on politics as Gal Gadot. I'm not going to go into this story because I'm dropping a video on this potentially later today since it's already recorded. And finally, against all odds, in Topanga Canyon, a bear mom and cubs find a home in the Santa Monica Mountains. Really incredible. Yeah, they're well known in Topanga. The residents of that area have seen this little family here. And now these little 3 cubs and their mom have found a good spot to hunker down. And I hope they do so safely. And they don't get fed by humans. That's the worst possible thing that could happen. So we burned through all 17 of today's stories, only to have 2 more to touch on in bonus time and to acknowledge all the generosity that happened while I was speaking. I just want to say thanks for being here, but stick around. We got more to come. And here it is now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to bonus time. I need to change all that stuff with Aubry Plaza, and I can't believe I did that. But then again, I can. It's me. As some of you would say, boomering it up. Well, maybe it's not a boomer maneuver, but it's something. And I'm sorry about that. We had so much generosity while we were cooking, friends. Cooking! You guys are super generous. The Culturians out there really are giving in the extreme, making everybody into members, because Tony Piacente, thank you, my friend, says, hey, have 5 Culture Casino memberships. So we have, 10, 11 gifties. That's right, gifties aplenty out there today. I want to say thank you to Ruby Hoove, Tony Piacente, and Snarky for making everybody's dreams come true. Mostly mine. But and of course, our wonderful Ruby Hoove out there saying hi, all. Hello. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Well, I hope you have a great day as well. Hope everybody does. This is going to be a big, big day, folks. Big, big day. Lots of news coming. This is going to be one of those Mondays that's going to knock you out of your shoes, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we're just now getting some information about 2 changes that were happening as, well, late as this morning. And I got to tell you right now, what's going to be formerly Comcast property couldn't get out of their own way to tell you a change. And when they did that, CNN is going to also tell you something. So stick around. We got to talk about it. I did see another super duper dropping out there from our great friend Chris Dickerson for $2 in Culture Casino cash, saying Topanga Canyon boy meets bear. Kinda, yeah. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful. Be bear aware. Don't just roll up on one of these things thinking you're gonna pet it like a teddy bear. It ain't happening. Because if mama's around, you ain't alive anymore. She will eat your face. True story. Weatherman goes into lurking mode. Thank you for being here, Weatherman. Much appreciated for you being here at all with your migraine. I actually have a bit of a headache myself, but I'm running at full speed. And I want to say thank you to Weatherman for Gifty over there on the green machine as well. And that went to our friend, the beautiful Deep Ball, Hey, Caveat Ties is over there on the green machine. You guys are all over it today. And by the way, Weatherman gifted 2 over there on the green machine. It was incredible. But I am glad to see you. I worry about you guys. I do. When you're gone, if you don't think I notice, you're insane. When I got regulars that are gone, I'm like, oh no. And then they're like, oh, I went on vacation. I'm like, okay. Whew. Anyway, let's get to one of these 2 stories, if not both of them. I think this is wild stuff. Wild life when it's bad. Oh, sorry. NXS song got stuck in my head. All right, let's jump to it. Shall we? Ash. Oh, man, all of a sudden I'm now in some terrible Disney Star Wars coven. All right, let's get to this. Boom. All right, so from Deadline, as I squish it, squishy. All right, it says PMS NBC to change name to MS Now. Nobody wants MS Now. The people that want that have MS don't want MS. Nobody wants MS. This is a bad choice, and they're trying to change it to My Source. You don't have any sources. Your sources are garbage. You are nothing but propaganda, because you make crap up all the time. Anyway, doesn't matter. So once they're no longer with Comcast, they're going to be MS Now, News, Opinion, World. Yes. That's what those letters are supposed to stand for. My Source, you don't have any sources. News, that's the end. And now, Opinion, World. Garbage! You forgot the G. You forgot the G. In fact, you should replace the W with G. Garbage. But they're going to be rebranding as My Source, News, Opinion, World, and nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to watch this mess. So when this spinoff happens, it's going to also shed the Peacock logo and go to something, well, somewhat innocuous and more in line with the overlords over at Microsoft. That's going to be fun. So the change is announced today. Coming as MSNBC is building its own news division, which they can't afford. And NBC News will no longer be the sister outlet. And PMSNBC and other Comcast cable networks will be part of a separate company called Versant, led by Mark Lazarus. And no, I don't think this is the second coming of whatever this hot mess is. It's a bit of a surprise, as expectations had been that the network would retain the name that it has had since its launch in 1996, when Bill Gates went full corrupt news media mogul back then, if you remember. Executives are determined that retaining the name would create brand confusion with NBC News. No, but maybe if you change your name, people won't associate you with terrible lying, not journalism. I mean, you guys are worse than the Hearst Corporation. Let's just be fair. So the current MSNBC president, Rebecca Cutler, who came in and cleared house and is not done yet, wrote in a memo to employees on Monday during this time of transition. NBC Universal decided that our brand requires a new separate identity. This decision now allows us to set our own course, and it will be a short one, and assert our independence as we continue to build our own modern news gathering operation and watch all of our viewers disappear. That's right. Yeah. This is the worst thing that they could force. And I think it's good. It's good. I don't know about you. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let's get back to that because y'all are just firing in the chat. All right. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. What did you guys got to say? Hey, Ayav is in the house. We've got, I said hi to Caveat Ties, but we've got our friend, Randall Orser out there. And Hoove, hey. That's right. SQB, good morning. It's great to see you, Hoove. I hope you're doing well. He gifted Gifty a Culture Casino membership. Thank you, Hoove. You are amazing. You're amazing. And here it is right here. So somebody got that. I think it was Bishop Judas in the house getting that. Well done. A few more folks are rolling through the door. We got Miravita, you will never know. Did my first dry run on my bus route this morning. Awesome. Went well. So here's hoping it stays that way. Well, I hope it stays that way. I really do. I really, really do. O.C. Dobbins is in the house. John the Beagle Dad. Look at all these amazing people. I want to say thanks to Juliet for being here, regularly wrenching away along with all the great wrenches. I am truly blessed with the best chat and wrenches on the planet. No matter what platform, you guys are the best. If you're on X, let me know. In fact, chat in the chat right now. You better chat right now. I'm Rob Basin. I can't do that. Anyway. Let's see. Hey, D-Bud. Multiple sclerosis now. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, this is terrible. Nobody wants MS. Come on now. Come on. In fact, I have family members with MS, so it's no bueno. Mass schizophrenia now. D-ball. Terrible, terrible sauce. Rogue, thank God. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Hey, Cynthia Carter's here. Good morning. Weird name change. Yeah, very odd. Truly. Walter Tomaszewski goes, now equals nothing of worth. It does. Oh, goodness. You guys are on fire. Okay. Wait. Mervita said they should rebrand as MSOS. My source opinions suck. Okay, don't miss this morning's second video because we're talking about some information about Superman you're going to want to follow. I promise. DL Fendel in the house. The man himself. It's the Duke. Well, howdy, Pilgrim. They're shedding the peacock, to give us all the bird. Ha ha! Yes. 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 Anyway. Oh, hey, Commander Red Striker's Shadow. As per usual, this is a pants optional stream and is catered by Mexican Ironman's food trucks, breakfast, rabbit, and chicken, and burritos. That's right. That's right. I'm wearing pants. Well, shorts, but close enough. I'm wearing cargo shorts. I have to get to an appointment this morning. We got more of the wonderful gifties coming to us from the amazing folks like Archer Merchant for 5 Culture Casino cash. Thank you, Archer. Amazing. You're amazing. In fact, you said little something for the channel. Thank you. Do you think, do you think with everything going on, Zaslav, Paramount, etc., finally realized Iger was faking everything and pivoted? Iger's got like loads of problems. He really think he needs to pare his streaming down to only one streaming offering that gives up everything. It's the only way to properly leverage and guarantee subscription across the broader base. You won't have the same kind of revenue, but you're really not going to have the revenue you hope for if you're dividing it up into adult content, kid content, and sports content. So, I think both Comcast and Warner Brothers Discovery were like laying out plans to pivot probably before the election was very deep, because they have seen the same thing I think we've seen. And I'm not going to get into an argument about empty web theory, or empty internet, I guess, theory. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the fact that clearly population reports have been exaggerated, not just in China, but around the globe. I think that we are less populous than we think we are. And it's also quite possible that we had more people in this country illegally than we even realized. And many of them had quietly left. Because it's not just the absence of traffic when you should have plenty of traffic. It's other things as well, like total views, followers, et cetera, number of bots, things like that. And I think just everybody's basically getting back to reality that without fake money to fake influence us, which we already knew they were trying to manipulate us, you're not going to have as much money or sponsorship or anything. And that's why advertisements, despite the ramp up and what it costs to do things now, are starting to fade away. And only live events and sports things are being sold out right away. So I'm looking at trends and I'm just saying, okay, well, there's that. But yeah. I think Iger was faking everything for a long time, and he has been for a long time. And this really gives me more ammunition to say they were buying some of their popularity. And you have to ask your question from whence did the money come? Lots of shady accounting in the Disney company, and hopefully, we get the follow up on the initial investigation that was being conducted on Disney, because they deserve it. So thanks again, Archer Merchant. That was a fun conversation. But hey, we're not done, because it's not just PMSNBC that's going through some changes. As I said in the story around CBS News and the massive changes that are definitely coming to that bologna sausage, the writer over at Deadline's been busy, because on the news side coverage, these stories aren't, they're not going away. You got this one that I wanted to get to right away, which is CNN is kind of pivoting as well, just like Archer was talking about. CNN unveils new programming for Headlines, a fast channel, indeed, and they're still trying to mess around with their format to become more viewed, more popular, more present. The adding a fast channel, a free ad supported channel, is definitely going to help them. And again, I mean, you could stream this live 24/7, kind of like headline news used to do, and run your commercials like in a side panel while you keep your stream running. This will help with the 24-hour news feel that they used to have back in the day. And it'll also allow for a 7 or 8 minute reset, which is the way traditional news was being done. So if you're just getting headlines, like you said, headline news all over again. CNN unveiled a slate of new programming for CNN Headlines, its domestic fast channel. The new shows include CNN Headline Express, hosted by Brad Smith, that will include the latest national and international news, sports, entertainment, business, and culture. That's an awful lot. It's basically all the news. Smith joined the network in July, previously working for Yahoo. It will feature stories from CNN's U.S. programming and American Pulse, plus feature reporting from CNN affiliates across the country, essentially going back to that same old footprint that CNN dominated for oh so long, back when Ted Turner decided this was going to be a thing. I agreed with him at the time. So there's that. Chris says you may have been, wait, hang on. Have you been to Alani? Yes. I've been to Hawaii 5 or 6 times. Yeah, I used to go to Hawaii fairly regularly. Alani is a terribly expensive way to visit Hawaii. There are 4 other resorts on that same coast within walking distance of each other that are much less expensive. And I think one of them is all you can. So all you can eat, all you can drink experience. And I think one of them is a 4 seasons, if I remember correctly. Aloha, indeed. Yeah, I have friends on the islands. And you were looking at somebody who owned property on the Big Island. For a short period of time. I was going to build there for retirement, and then plans changed, and I ended up doing more work. So, and I'll tell you something. This is a little secret from me to you. After a few weeks being on the islands, you get tired of being on the islands. Island fever is a real thing. I have friends who moved there that got it almost right away, and yet they fought through it. So now they only visit Vegas, which is what the majority of, Hawaiians with money do regularly. Cheap flights. All right. Hey, John, how are you doing? John Monkey. Regarding PMSNBC, why should they shed it? Improve the image of Comcast? Man, that's a laugh. MSNBC sucks, but Comcast ain't much better. They both suck, and nothing will change that. Well, they do both suck. PMSNBC is an expensive suck. Really, this is more about like the operational future of the companies themselves. It's why I'm looking at a very thoughtful breakup over on, as Archer Merchant mentioned, of Warner Brothers Discovery into its workable parts. Despite the fact that some of those channels are giant sucking sounds and will probably be eliminated, many of those channels are still very popular, and people like to see how Fred and Jane are going to rebuild a house or whatnot. They like to do that on YouTube as well. So you have that, and you have that format, and it's locked in. I mean, all the channels that are with Discovery, all the linear channels, to be fair, can be successful. They just need a better master. So, and they need a hatchet man, which is why Gunnar Weisenfels is probably the best choice to take over that portion of the company. Plus, this was kind of always in the works. I was hoping that they could make it work as a singular entity, but splitting out the garbage, or that's not really garbage, but spitting out the less valuable things, the financial drags, and handing over like the producer side of things to the Warner Brothers Studios side of the equation, that makes more sense. So the stuff that Zaslav's going to be retaining is going to be immediately profitable and centered on making profit, and they'll have a significant holding in the new element that's being spun out. So yeah, you just kind of break the company up in a different way, and both of them are going to be more functional and profitable. the same thing that Comcast Universal is doing with, getting rid of all these Versant properties. And I promise you, this is the same thing that Skydance is doing, only quieter, investing in the elements of the company that have an opportunity to be very profitable and, eventually shedding the things that aren't. So it's going to work, guys. It's going to work. And Weatherman is correct. We call it throwing away the trash. Indeed. Hey, Punkwaddle is here. My favorite penguin. How are you, my friend? Been wanting to talk with you a little bit about doing some stuff. Theliato is out there saying dead internet theory is overblown. It's certainly there, but not to the extent people know. Yeah, and that's why I really didn't kind of dive into it, because while it's there, the argument will be it's been there for quite some time, and the bots have been there forever. We need to get rid of it. Hey, this is a cool new name, Farticus. Will this movie also have Chuck Schumer listed in her book on the first page? Also, I have no idea. I have no clue, and I'm not sure what book, but it's good to see you. Alani was a good idea when it first opened the first few years. Then it got greedy, and now it's mediocre like the other Disney resorts, and that's true. And they wasted the efforts of, again, one of the greatest Imagineers of all time. And what a mess. What an absolute mess. I don't know what that is, but there you go. Make it until you fake it. I think it's the other way around. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of companies faking things right now. Good to see you, RJ, or DJ Ronnie G. I still believe CM box office was inflated. I'm sure. I think anything coming out of Disney is certainly inflated. But that's just me. The amazing and very lovely Angela Richter is here with my favorite tigers. I love this so very much. She gifted 5 CultureCasino memberships. Thank you so very much, Angela. You are always very generous, keeping the Culturians well stocked with, members, which we love. We love Penny. Penny's been out there supporting the various videos. Like I said, I already dropped one this morning on the box office you're not going to want to miss. Got another one coming up, a very important Superman thing that you're not going to want to miss. And I've got working on a fresh edit right now. Third video, and believe it or not, it's on Avengers and some hush hush stuff that you haven't heard yet. At least I don't think so. But hey, there you go. Tom! Clinton new nonsense? Yes, there's a lot of that hokey schmoke. Wish I did more politics on this channel. I've talked to y'all about that. I don't think I'm going to do it on this channel. I think I'm going to roll over into a news focused channel at some point here. I'm having a conversation with some other folks, maybe do more of a formatted news format kind of a thing. Very excited about that. And thank you for being here, Angela Richter. Everybody loves you. Look at all those. As Tom said, lots of gifties this morning. We got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, woohoo, 5, 10, 15. I can't believe it's 17 gifties already. Huh. And some great super chats, some very thoughtful ones. You guys are smashing it. I finally get some of my work under control. An intensive training program was monopolizing my time. That happens. Lots of months of training. If CNN wants to increase viewership, they should try reporting the unbiased truth. Yeah, well, they've got a guy on there. Plus, their polling guy just is funny as heck. That guy is fire. Coma going says, good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I will be lurking on the treadmill. That's fun. That's always something like that was one of the things I like to do. I'd get on the elliptical and I'd just turn on YouTube and just march through the world. Super duper fun. We've got Robert for $2. Hit the button, you Culturians, you. Thank you, Robert. I can't say enough positive things about Robert. This is a person who went out and made their own thing. And you can watch it for free on Tubi. It's called 15 Days. 5 days. 15 days, to stop something or to slow something or to destroy the economy, that kind of thing. Thank you for that, Robert. Appreciate it. Oh, and it's well done. It's shot in, it seems local and it looks amazing. So well done. Well done. What do we got going on? Ram Bam 3000 is in the house. Good to see you. More people poking their heads in like Hampton. Good morning, Hampton. And coming, Dallas. The one and only winner of the Gemini Croquette Contest. Gemini. Okay, anyway. Not in good voice today. I don't know. Lots of allergies. Was out in the greenhouse quite a bit. Installed an air conditioner in one of them. So there's that. I'm trying to catch up with you guys because we are going to be fading out here pretty quick. We've got Midnight's Itch in the Morning coming up here pretty soon. Not soon, but it'll give you a chance to watch the amazing video I did for you this morning on the box office. And we have a lot of overreaction to something that I did cover in that video this morning. Guys, don't be overblown or snowblown by the limited release Sydney Sweeney film. It is a complete indie. It did not have financial support for advertising or anything else. Everybody's freaking out, calling it a bombing or a failure. And you look at A, how much it cost, and B, how little advertising there was, and you realize C, it doesn't really matter that much. It's an indie film. It was a stretch, right? So making $500,000 or so, not anything I'm worried about. Thank you, Weatherman, for already have seen the video. You guys are on fire. Much appreciated. I've got another one dropping as Midnight's Edge in the Morning ends. Before the noon hour or the 3 o'clock hour on the East Coast, they'll be dropping another video on Superman and what's going on, the latest in Superman and the Superman drama and Superman's future sooner than you think. And we've got more videos coming throughout the day, one specifically on Avengers Endgame, and not some great news over there. Oof. That's a problem. And then you have potentially a fourth movie video coming from the channel later today. So about every 2 or 3 hours today, just double check the channel. And, if you have extra time, turn on the playlist, watch the last 4 or 5 days worth of stuff. I think you will be surprised. So let's make sure we type midnight correctly. I want to make sure I get the redirect done the right way. I will. And I think we're going to be talking about that story about Avengers Doomsday also over on Midnight's Edge in the Morning. So you get a preview over there today of the story that I have covered, probably from some different angles since I seem to take a different tact on most things. Let's see. What else is happening? Trying to catch up with you guys because I think somebody celebrated something. Is that true? Somebody celebrate something? Let's see. I'm looking it up. No, it must have been just my imagination once again. Running away from me. By the way, you guys are here early and often. So for those of you who were here 2 hours ago to comment on the stream, thank you. You're amazing. Speaking of amazing people, Zombie Box Reviews is in the house. Doomsday seems apt for Marvel. Yes, it is very apt for Marvel. Hey, I'm Tax Shark in the house. So good to see you, my friend. Money. That's right. You are money. James Dosher, are you still writing, my friend? Endgame or Doomsday? Doomsday. Doomsday is doomed. Seriously, I mean, between the coverage I'm going to give you later today, this evening, I should say, I think it'll be the first evening video. It'll definitely be like around 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 Pacific. That video, when it comes out, you're not going to want to miss either. So, yeah, lots of stuff's going wrong. Did I say Endgame? I meant Doomsday. Sorry, guys. Beer drinkers are easy to please. They watch NASCAR. Well, everybody really appreciates when a car can make a left turn. Seriously, they're making a left turn. Okay, anyway, lots of that. Tyler, thank you. Tyler says, celebrating another day with you, Culture Casino. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Everybody can do Elvis. Disney is doomed, quite literally, for sure. Yeah, Doomsday was a bad idea. And here's the worst thing. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little heads up on this. This is Robert Downey Jr.'s movie, and that's the problem. Because of the directors that have been hired and the actor who's getting paid like $60 million a film, he assigned all the power over to one guy. And everybody's going to try to ride the back of this dude. And it's possible you could have back when he was Tony Stark, but making him Doom? Dumb. Beer drinkers and hellraisers. Also true. By the way, I got to get to Martinsville sometime. All right, what do we got? Zombie box reviews for a £1.99 sterling proper money, Kens. Says, here's a super sticker that says vibes surrounded by purple stars. Cool stuff. We got a $2 super duper chat, a little gifty directly from Juliet for £1 sterling. Proper money. I'm getting proper money. Love it. Thank you, Juliet, for the proper money. I like the tips. I like them. I appreciate them. And thank you, Zombie Box, for the vibes. I'm telling you guys are great. Yeah, NASCAR's been ruined. Michael Steele is correct. Ruined, I say. It's true. True story. If you want some recent Marvel thoughts, Phase 4 should have been about the world turning upside down with the snaps on all that fallout. Phase 5 should have been about the world putting back anew. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they really did choose a pretty weak foe in Kang. That was dumb. It was dumb.com. And there hasn't been any real true existential crises that are universe bending because they don't build to anything anymore. They literally used an endgame type of foe and threw them in the trash with the Fantastic Four movie. Sorry, they just did. The Hungerer should have been saved for a lot longer. We should have got him at the end of Phase 6, but instead we ran to Doom. That was a terrible choice. But again, very Feige-like. Good things, not Feige. Bad things, definitely Feige. Somebody needs to recognize that pattern. That isn't me. Anyway, thank you for that, Theliato. You are correct. Very much. Yep. If you are watching this on the replay or catch it on the replay, do what Weatherman does and leave a hashtag replay gang in the comments section below. It really does help. That interaction is one more step towards growing the channel, believe it or not. Man, you guys are on fire in the chat. This is bonkers sauce. Archer Merchant dropped another super duper chat. That's right. Right here. Bam. Archer says, was it Zaslav that told Gunn it goes stream now? Yes. Well, it went VOD. Yes, that's you're asking about Superman. Superman definitely was a decision not made by Gunn. Not that Gunn probably would have made much of a different decision, but that 35-day window pane seems to be something that Zaslav looks to do. I think the only exception this year, and it still went digital very fast, was Minecraft. If you take a look at that, it's weird because of just how much of a hold Superman had. I talk a little bit about that in the video that I'm dropping later this morning after Midnight's Edge in the morning is over. But there really was. There wasn't an incentive to bail this fast other than to get ahead of some other properties. I think I said that in a previous Superman video as well. But yeah, it was definitely a Zaslav decision. It was a C-suite decision. It wasn't a James Gunn decision. But there's another James Gunn not decision that he's being forced to make that you'll find out in that video today. So, but thank you, Archer. That was, and again, another generous $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Man, I love The Black Hole. It was an unsuccessful Disney movie, and yet it affected so many of us in so many ways. Tax Sharks. So, yeah, I think you could make it again. Yeah. Way to ruin an indestructible trademark. True story. We got another little greeny meanie here from Biggles Mets for 5 Culture Casino cash. This is the kid I like. He's wonderful. He's going to be a great editor. He's going to be a monster. He says, do you still want to see Demon Slayer with me September 12th? Yeah, why not? I can text you. Yeah, text me, dude. So we can have the details and a message. Sounds great. Yeah, shoot me a text and round up the troops. We should go see that. I think it's going to be great. It'll be great. And thank you for the $5. You could have just texted me, you silly human. Man, I don't get to talk to you enough as it is. We got Zombie Box reviews for another £2 sterling. Says, wishing everyone a great Monday. So am I, Zombie Box. Zombie Box is a great channel. He's a great dude. He's a great mod. Just generally great. And I appreciate that so very much. I can't wait for the hiatus to end of the HCast. I think a lot of us want the show back as soon as we can get it. Also, the end of the hiatus for the Sunday late night show will be ending sometime in early September. So keep your eyes and ears tuned, folks. The Late Show was one of the most popular programs, but I was not having any sleep. Sleep is important, folks. I found that out. You need that to prevent yourself from getting sick. Superman is a super flop, says Almighty Black has. My friend, as far as the box office performance to date, I would say it's it very much underperformed. Probably could be classified easily as a flop. I think it's kind of a launching pad, and if you watch today's second video later today, as Midnight's Edge in the morning is ending, I think you'll find that there's a reason for the approach they took for all of this. I'll just say it that way. But you're right. Not great performances. Still ahead of anything Marvel this year, which isn't hard to do, to be fair. Also, it's really exposing something I'm very worried about. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. I know I've talked about it several times, whether here on my channel and videos or live streams. I've also talked about it on Pro and on that Park Place and anywhere else I've been. We're at a strange position in time where international box office isn't even coming to parity consistently. F1 is going to be the exception to that rule. But if you look at it, outside of F1 and the dinosaur movie with very few dinosaurs, it was still a terrible movie. I know a lot of people like it, and I know a lot of people like dinosaurs, so I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying it wasn't a great movie. Regardless, oh wow, I just realized I still had the CNN story up there. Let's get rid of that. The movies aren't performing well internationally anymore. We have a global economy that's not doing great, no matter what anybody tells you. If somebody's trying to tell you U.S. economy isn't great, they're silly. But it could be much, much better. It'd be much, much better if we could get rid of Powell. If one man is responsible for destroying our the economic plan for this country, it's that guy, and he's a scumbag. He's an evil, evil scumbag, and that's me being nice. Zombie Box again. My goodness, did you hit the lottery? Come on, my goodness, friend says we still need to do a stream sometime. Been busy. Hey, I'm with you, and thank you for £2 sterling, my friend. I'm trying to get back to hang out with John Yulden and all those folks and Ian and everybody. I mean, I miss my English blokes. Tyler again says, even if the MCU was successful, what was the connecting issue between 2020 to present besides Girl Boss? There isn't. There's none. It's the Feige female framework. Again, this is all part of a plan. Feige was already instituting it as he helped shove Ike Perlmutter out the door and remove his authority to basically prevent Marvel from super sucking. So you get Feige in the door, and all of a sudden the super suck runs at full speed, and the superhero films are gone. And you get the gynocentric structure upon which all is built. It's all built on the force is female kind of a premise, although it's different. Look, this has been a bad plan for a long time, and you have shoved fans out the door. You've become predictable and boring, and at times, most times, unwatchable. You put a bunch of unqualified people into your studios and all the other jobs around your entire company at Disney, who basically were meritless hires and promotions that have led you into a cesspool of toxicity. That's where we're at. I think that's a pretty straightforward explanation. Dean! If I did YouTube, I would go broke replacing all the cameras. My mug breaks. My friend, there's a lot of restraint involved in this. There truly, truly is. Hey, Black Adam was a missed opportunity in a lot of different ways. It got short shrift, and it may have really helped kick Cavill out of DC. I think there were a lot of missed opportunities, surely because of the direction that the entire franchise, the DC, was being pushed. So those are my thoughts, though. When is the Culture Casino and Tom show is back? You know, that might be we might reboot that. I think we could. I have a time slot on Wednesdays that I haven't filled yet. Right now I'm just using it for editing primarily. So we'll see. I loved that show. We had a lot of fun. That was the Tuesday Tirade. And we just talked, nonstop entertainment. All of the things we were hearing, dropping scoops, behind the scenes stuff that we'd heard. It was a lot of fun. I probably should have stuck with that, but then, we migrated over to the HCast, your favorite afternoon, evening podcast. Couldn't do 2 Hollywood shows in a day. It would blow my mind. I'd be out of work, out of time, not out of work. I'd be out of my mind. I'd be out of function. That was, yeah. Culture managed to done himself, so the Sunday streams are back. Yeah, we're getting there. The hiatus will be over. He'll be back to a Sunday late night stream starting in September. So as Tom is finishing the tier lists over there that he does most of the time on Sundays, I don't think it's all the time. We'll have our Sunday show back in full gear, running at 1,000. And I'll probably take a nap at some point on Sunday. Let's see. I feel like I missed something. That was Zombie Box. Yeah, we do need to stream. Yeah, I see being mo better over on the Green Machine, along with all the other great folks that support us over there. I almost went to Ethel Merman on us. Let's not do that. Weatherman. Sunday stream are bad for me. I take the day off of the internet. Yeah, and I started doing that. It's kind of helpful. And I'm able to do a lot of more family stuff, and I don't feel rushed to taking care of morning obligations. So, yeah. But you can always rewatch it, my friend. It is still funny. It's still funny. Marcelo Lopez says, good morning, Coach Casino, and all the casino denizens. There we go. Sorry. You know who says that word better than anybody on the planet? Paul Chatto, and he got his X account back. So, along with his ego, I don't know if you've noticed, but you can find him over there. He's doing a great job. Love that guy. Yeah. So, thank you, Marcelo. Sander Hammerschlag. Hello and good morning. Dinosaurs don't speak English. You don't have to translate that abroad. True story. Yeah, and look, the story was super dumb and easy to translate. Hey, super suck. That's right. Supersonic. Okay. There it is. I knew Dean did this. Dean sends a 5. No, excuse me, 10. Culture Casino chat. Thank you, my friend. Says, I grew up on Marvel Comics, had the original Death of Gwen Stacy. Did you really? What Disney did to Marvel is an affront to my lifetime fandom. Mine too. I inherited an incredible comic book set. Yeah. And I had a weekly trip to 7-Eleven. I'd ride my bike to 7-Eleven and I would pick up my pack of comics. When I got older and I could drive, I'd drive myself to the comic book store and pick up my my pull list. Some things are important. That was important at the time. Unfortunately, Dean, I don't know about you, but I'm not reading anything. I go back and read the old stuff because none of the new stuff is good. Independent stuff. I got independent comics. I picked up the first Ninja Blast. I picked up basically everything coming out of Eric's company and Big Man Comics, and I picked up Florida Man from the Bloody Baron himself. So Mike Baron. So there's that. We got a little more contribution from our friend Zombie Box Reviews for 2 more pounds sterling. Proper money, kids. What are you doing? Here's a small cut of my lottery winnings. Hello. You're a lunatic. But for those of you who gifted today, I truly appreciate it. You are amazing. You guys are on fire. Hey, there's the amazing 6. Good morning, 6. I hope you're doing well, dear. I don't get to see you as much anymore. Did you hear the news? Sometime in September, we'll have the late night Sunday show back, which is your favorite thing. I remember. How do you do Marvel movies and never read any of the comic books? Well, all the characters that are in play, are older characters. The newer ones like Miss Marvel and stuff like that, I was still getting, bits and pieces of um, through the subscription stuff that I had. But I mean, it doesn't take much to do a little bit of research into every one of these things and understand from whence they stole all these characters. They're quite reductive now. Hey, what's this great male character? Oh, cool. We'll steal them and their powers and change it to a chick. That's just all. That's been what they've been doing. You have to remember, I mean, in the broadest sense, I appreciated everything from X-Men, um, obviously to Fantastic Four, both of which they're gonna ruin. They ruined Fantastic Four already. I was, I mean, I was a Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman guy forever. Plus, I watched the cartoons. I mean, we're not that far separated from an era of comics that was, pretty decent. And all of these characters have, such a lengthy history for the most part. It's just the new junk that nobody cares about. Seriously. T-Pud, we're good. So will the Tom show become Whinging Wednesday? No, we'll work on it. I need to talk to Tom anyway. We haven't been keeping in touch like we were, so been worried about him. So I only get to see him now, like on Mondays. Occasionally, he'll show up on a comic stream or something. But yeah, we need to hang out more. Thank you for the lottery winnings. So yeah, but here, look, folks, we've got to wind this down. We've got a 15 to 20 minute window before we get to Midnight's Edge in the morning. You get an automatic redirect from this particular stream on YouTube. For those of you on the green machine, I don't still know how to move anybody anywhere. So there's that. If I knew how to transfer you over to their what do you call it? Channel over on the green machine, I would, but I can't. But those of you on YouTube, you'll go automatically over there. And for those of you on X, I really appreciate your viewership and your time and your comments. So there's that. But yeah, no, it's as far as comics go, I just go back and read the classics. That's just me. There is a command for that. Well, you're going to have to teach me, Ms. Pick Cafe. You amazing human being, you. She's so fun to talk to at events. Such a good time. All right. So this is that for getting there if you don't take the automatic redirect. On that note, I'm just going to say this was a wonderful stream. I always have fun Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where we can go long with bonus time and you guys can get it all out. Shout, let it all out. Thank you, Ms. Pitt Cafe. You're amazing. On that note, I'm going to go brew another cup of coffee, and I'm going to be on Midnight's Edge in the morning, coming up in just about 20 minutes now. And then I get to go to a doctor's appointment. Super fun. So on that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others. And until next time, see ya with a bear dance.